Now let's add some historic information in terms of electrical energy versus cost. We will do this by utilizing a line chart. Drag that right onto the stage and dock it on the bottom of all three widgets. What we will do now is get rid of this mechanical tag to make sure that we get the comprehensive data available for San Diego campus. Refresh the tree again. And this time we want to see electrical energy. So we'll select the electrical energy metric and drag it onto the line chart. We want to compare electrical energy versus the cost, so we will also take the TOU rate metric and drag it onto the same line chart. We want both series to display last month worth of data. We'll select all date range for all series. Do previous 1 month. We will leave the interval and rollups intact as defaults. Now we also want to see the rate displayed on a daily basis rather than every 15 minutes. We will again click the left mouse button and hold and change only the rate series. Select date range. We want to see the previous 1 month, but the interval here we would like to be 1 day. And select update. We are now looking at our kilowatt hours for every 15 minutes, while our cost for every day. Let's also display some historic information in a data grid. What we will do is utilize the data grid component underneath the text category. We will choose historic table and place that right next to this line chart. On this data grid, we would like to see electrical energy, electrical power, and cost. And in this table, we would like to see the last 2 weeks worth of data. So we will again right-click, change date range for all series, say current 14 days at 15-minute intervals with the default rollup. I'm going to click update. Now let's make this table look a little bit more attractive by going into the property inspector. We'd like to give the headers some color. So select the historic table, select the data grid headers, uncheck the default skin, and enable some fills. We're actually going to look at some pre-selected, pre-configured fills. The electrical energy, we would like to be purple. Electrical power, orange. While the cost, green. Now let's also rename the titles of the headers. We will do so by selecting the data provider's accordion. And for electrical energy, We would just like to show electrical energy. Same for electrical power. And we will rename the TOU rate to cost. Let's also make the text color in each of these headers be a little bit more white. We will do so by going back into the data grid header accordion, change the text color to white. Let's also add some grid lines so that the display of information is a little bit easier to read. We will do so by selecting the data grid accordion, expanding the grid lines, and click both horizontal and vertical grid lines. Change the colors of them to gray. And let's also rename this panel to say historic consumption. We can go ahead and close the property inspector. We have one more thing to configure. Let's do a current real-time cost for 1 hour for the whole San Diego campus. We will do this by dragging on an indicator on top of the 3 widgets here. We'll take the TOU rate and drop it right into the indicator. We want to see the formatted value. For a 1 hour interval. The rollup will be sum. Let's rename this panel to say current real-time cost one hour. And make this panel a little bit smaller. Now we can do some finishing touches on this dashboard. For example, get rid of the legend on the gauge. It is not really necessary. We will open the property inspector, select the gauge. In the panel, properties, expand legend, and deselect. Let's also get rid of this category label on the axes. We will select the panel, go to our category axes in the property inspector, and delete that. Let's do the same for the monthly peak. Get rid of this date time label. Get rid of that. And also for our electrical energy and cost. Now that we're done configuring this dashboard, we will simply select San Diego campus, click on Views, enter the name that we would like, and select Save. We now see that our dashboard has been saved. This has been a tutorial on how to create a simple dashboard utilizing the dockable layout within Prophet.